Hi there, and welcome to a short practice to connect with earth element. So we're going to start off in a comfortable seated position. If you like to sit on a cushion or a blanket, you can have one folded up underneath, right underneath your sit bones. And then go ahead and find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And just take a moment here, feeling your sit bones against the support, whether it's the blanket, a cushion, or the floor. And start to imagine that your sit bones are sending roots down into the earth. And as those roots reach down into the earth, your sacrum, your lower back, and the center of your pelvis also lengthen out and start to reach down just slightly. And your belly starts to inflate with your inhalation and to soften back with your exhalation. So as you're inhaling, you're filling the low belly like a balloon, and as you're exhaling, you're emptying back out from the belly. Imagining that each exhalation reaches those roots deeper down into the earth, connecting with a sense of stability and support. And that each inhalation brings that sense of stability right up into your body. So it sort of fills the low belly and the pelvis with that sense of stability and support and strength and confidence. And then feeling like the whole length of your spine, from those roots that are reaching deep down into the earth, the length of your spine is sort of growing up from those roots, like a trunk of a tree, lifting upwards towards the top of your head, reaching up into the sky, and staying really connected with those roots, even as you're lengthening upwards. And we're going to bring the palms of our hands together in front of the chest, in front of the center of the heart, with the backs of your thumbs touching your sternum. And we're going to make the sound Om 3 times. Relaxing the hands back to the thighs, and just with the eyes still closed for another moment, reminding ourselves what the purpose of this practice right now is for. And the purpose is to connect with our sense of stability and confidence and regularity, a sense of rooting, a sense of support and structure. Good, and then go ahead and open your eyes. And if you've got a prop underneath your sit bones, go ahead and take that out of the way, move it off to the side for now. And we're going to start off by coming onto our knees, sitting in kneeling position in Vajrasana. And just take a moment again here to feel the length of the spine. In this position, it can feel really easy to lengthen the low back. And now as you inhale, reach your arms up alongside your ears, inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, lowering back down again. So with each breath, feeling the sense that the breath is lifting the arms up alongside the ears and exhaling back out. Always trying to fill from the pubic bone up to the center of the throat as you inhale, and emptying from the pit of the throat back down to the pubic bone as you exhale. This is called full yogic breath. So inhaling one more time, lifting the arms up. And then this time we're going to hinge forward at the hips as you exhale, trying to keep the spine nice and long. Exhale, inhaling, sitting back up. Exhaling, coming forward. And inhaling, coming up. And for now, just coming forward as far as you can with the spine staying nice and long and straight. And for some of you, that might mean a little bit farther, or for some days, it might mean a little bit farther than other days. But just honoring wherever your body is today. And feeling the strength of the support of your legs and your hips. The whole of your shins really connected, sort of glued to the earth. And then we're going to go ahead and let it come a little bit farther forward, even though it means the spine will curve towards the end. And then inhaling first, lengthen, straighten out, and then lift the rest of the way up. So exhaling, staying straight as long as you can, and then curving when you must. Inhaling first, coming to straight back, and lifting back up again. Full deep breathing, noticing how the belly and the thighs sort of work with each other. So as you exhale and come to the end of your exhalation, the thighs are pressing against the belly to push the last bit of breath out. And as you inhale, first straightening the spine, you're filling the belly, and the belly is pressing against the thighs to start your lift. So continue just for a couple more. If your arms are getting tired, you can bring your hands behind your back and hold one wrist with the other hand. 2 more. Good. 1 more. And coming back up to sitting, relaxing the arms, and checking in with your sensations. Noticing especially a sense of any sense of heaviness versus lightness, a sense of being grounded and rooted, connected, a sense of freedom in your breath. Notice all of these things. Okay, so now we're going to connect with the channels of the earth element in the body, and they start at the base of your feet. They start at the ball of your feet. So we're going to open those up, and it can be kind of intense, especially if you've got winter feet from being inside shoes all winter long. So you're going to start off by tucking your toes under, and you want to spread your toes as far as you can from each other. Spread them apart. Use your fingers to help you spread them apart. And you're just going to start with them tucked under, and you're going to slowly lower your hips back down towards your heels. And for some of you, this is going to be where you're going to hang out. You're just going to breathe, breathe, breathe. It's really intense, can be really intense right at the connection between the toes and the feet. But I promise the toes are not going to break off. Just breathe right into that space. And imagine that it's sort of like spring cleaning. You're bringing sunshine and breath, wind, breeze into those dusty, dusty places that have gotten cramped up and dark from the winter. Breathe into it. If you feel okay here, you can bring your hands onto your thighs. Some of you will find that this is fine, just fine right here. Keep breathing. Full deep breaths. And if you want to go even a little bit deeper, you can interlace the fingers, press the palms out forwards, and then lift the arms overhead, turning the palms towards the ceiling and drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Don't let the shoulders shrug up to the ears. Draw them down and away from the ears. Lengthen the low back, lengthen the neck. Full deep breathing, reaching through the heels of your hands as you breathe. Fresh breeze and sunshine into those toes. Three more deep breaths. And relax the arms down. And lean forward so you can untuck the toes and just let the feet rest for a moment. You can, if you want to, kind of bring your knuckles onto the feet and walk them forwards and back, bringing weight into your hands and giving a nice massage to the balls of the feet and the toes. Really wake up your feet. They're your connection to the earth. Incidentally, if you like to connect to earth more deeply, if it's warm enough, you can walk outside in the grass a little bit in bare feet. Just connect with that really earthy quality. Good. And then we're going to open up the channel that's connected to earth element. As I said, it starts in the ball of the foot there. It goes up the back of your legs and up through the sit bones and up the sides of your spine. So for this pose, we want to start out in a squatting position. Now, if you can't squat with your heels flat on the ground here, your blanket's going to come back, or your cushion or whatever you've been using, and you're going to tuck it under your heels, because what you want is for the feet to feel grounded. You want the heels to be on something. So either they're on the ground or they're lifted up a little bit. And you're going to come into this squat, bringing the hands in front of you for just a moment, palms together, elbows inside the knees, and lift up nice and tall. Now, if this squat is just not going to happen for you, it's just not going to be possible, it's fine to be sort of in this position for the moment. And if you have something under the heels, that's great. So we're going to open that back channel, that earth channel. You're going to either bring your hands to the floor in front of you, fingertips or palms, or if you're quite open in the hips, you can bring the fingers underneath the arches of your feet here. Lift up through the top of your head, lift the chest, deep breath in, and then exhaling, lifting the sit bones, folding forward. Lift the shoulders and spread the elbows apart from each other, and then on the next inhalation, bring the head back up and lift the chest back into your squat. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, squatting. So moving at your own rhythm, your own pace, and connecting with that sense of opening the back of the thighs, the back of the calves. Moving at your own rhythm. On the next exhalation, we're going to fold forward and we're going to hold that position for a few moments. Lifting the shoulders away from the ears and spreading the elbows out to the sides. Even spreading the sit bones apart from each other a little bit if you can comfortably. Lengthening the back of the neck. Inhaling, coming back into your squatting position. And then we're going to release and come once again to our kneeling position. And if this position is just really uncomfortable for you, again, blanket under the hips, sitting cross-legged is fine if that's more appropriate, if that's more comfortable for you. And just breathing and checking your sensations. And really looking for that. We're looking for that sense of slowing down, dropping in, connecting with the earth, feeling stable, feeling supported. Good. So now we're going to do a pose called animal pose. We're going to come to sitting. You're going to shift over and just sit down on your right hip. And bring your left foot sort of behind you. Your right foot is going to come right up against the thigh with your toes and your knee in about the same position. You're going to bring your hands to either side of your right knee and then lift your hips up and just kind of push them a little bit to the right. And what's going to happen is your right sit bone will come closer to the floor and your left sit bone might come closer to the floor. It may not touch the floor, but you may sense the floor there, like it's almost going to touch the floor. It's not important that it touches the floor. It's just important that you get your hips as anchored and grounded as possible. And you're going to turn the direction of your torso towards that front knee, that right knee. So inhaling, lifting up nice and tall through the top of your head and the chest, and then exhaling, we're just going to creep the torso forward, trying to imagine you could sort of bisect the torso with that right knee. until, if possible, your inner knee is against the center of your chest. And then you're going to reach your left hand out nice and long. You're going to keep your right hand in close to sort of support this turning, this twisting that you're doing in the torso. And then you're going to reach through the top of your head and reach back through your right hip, trying to lengthen the spine and flatten it out as much as you can. Keep breathing. And then inhaling, lifting back up to sitting. Checking your sensation before you go to the other side. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So, excuse me. Switching over to the left hip. Pressing the hands into the floor, lifting the hips and shifting them to the left. Inhale and exhale, walking your hands forward. Keeping your spine long and then reaching out that right hand. Trying to flatten out the spine, reaching through the crown of the head and reaching through the back of the left hip. Trying to rotate your torso parallel with the floor. And then inhaling, lifting back up and coming to sitting with your legs crossed comfortably in Sukhasana. Just checking in again with your sensations. Full deep breathing, filling from the pubic bone all the way up to the base of the throat and emptying from the base of the throat all the way back down to the base of the belly. And then, of course, when you feel ready, coming down to rest in Shavasana. So just moving any props you might have out of the way and coming down onto your back. Turning your palms to face the ceiling. Making any last adjustments, lengthening the back, lengthening the neck. Bringing the feet apart from each other. Take one deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. And feel the support of the ground beneath you. Feel the depth of your breath. And then just let the breath be natural, not controlling it at all, not pushing it or forcing it to be deeper than it is. If it's shallow, that's fine. If it's deep, that's fine. Allowing everything to be just as it is, not pushing anything away or pulling anything towards you. Letting thoughts just arise and pass away again on their own time and their own rhythm. And keep coming back to that feeling of being completely supported. Keep releasing, relaxing into that support with each exhalation, relaxing a little bit more deeply. Noticing where you might be holding tension and releasing it. Each exhalation, going a little more deeply into this relaxation. And continuing to lie here relaxed for just a few more moments while I chant for you a short closing prayer, just dedicating the benefit of our practice to all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, and thank you for practicing.